Yes, this is going to be a rant, but I want to talk about this particular subject. But first things first, I do this for me, for venting purposes, and if you don't like it, please get the fuck off my channel. I'm not looking for any praise, no accolades. Now back to the subject at hand. I want to talk about this might listen. This might sound crazy, but it ain't gonna be crazy. But I just want to touch on mental health. I want to touch on mental health, man. But before I get into mental health, I want to talk about this other topic. Um, be careful of people when it comes to rewriting history. You have to be careful of those individuals who wants to rewrite history. Because think about it. Think about the root word of history. His story. He's basically telling you his side of the story and that's it. You have to be careful about stuff like that, man. And be careful of the individuals that wants to rewrite history because it'll only benefit them or their party for the most part. Be careful of those people. The reason why I'm saying this is because um, I've been a witness of this. I've seen it, and I've also been, and I'm also going through this. I'm also going through this as well. Um, like for example, I was a part of a group, a bunch of guys that love to hang out and stuff and play video games and all that stuff, comic books, We wasn't totally nerds. Of course, we was into sports and all that stuff, football, basketball, baseball, yada, 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 manly stuff. But we was also into video games too. It was basically a group of guys that had similar interests with each other. So we decided to hang out and just, do some things together. But through the years, you know what I'm saying, we began to, separate. We began to separate from each other because, as we get older, we decided to, get jobs and have families and, have kids and all that stuff. So we out there doing our things now with our own family, whatever, having jobs, having our own families or whatever. But just recently, what I've heard is that some people within my group talking about who did this first and who did that. We kind of found out it was all a lie. It's all a lie because some of the things that a few of the people, a couple of the guys from my group, saying that this particular person is this, or this other person did that, and yada yada yada. But that's not true at all. It's not true. It's it's lies. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to be real with you, man. When it comes to situations like that, when it comes to, like, people trying to rewrite history, you have to put commissary on the record. Basically, you have to tell it like it is. You have to come out with the truth and just tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? Unfiltered truth. You know what I'm saying? Do not try to rewrite history. Bring back the truth. You know what I'm saying? Introduce the truth for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't rewrite history. Just bring out the absolute truth of your situation. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need to do. So be careful of individuals who wants to rewrite history. And if you really can, bring out the truth. Bring forth the truth so that there can be a true understanding of certain matters. But that's it. But let me go ahead and touch on the main topic of this video. It's going to pertain to mental health. I was watching. I'm trying to remember what this YouTuber name. I forgot this YouTuber name. I'm trying to think. But he was on YouTube. His name is the Veil Eye. This YouTuber by the name of the Veil Eye. And he has videos talking about analyzing evil, about evil characters in these movies and these cartoon shows and all that stuff. And I was, studying some of these characters and all that stuff, and I realized some of these characters are actually based on, some, not all, but some of these characters are actually based on real life people and in real life situations. And I said, damn. You know, what's that old saying? Art imitates life. Well, that is true in certain cases. Sometimes art does imitate life, and by the vile eye having these analyzing evil videos, he's basically showing a presentation of art imitates life, and it made me realize, man, you know, and I've seen it too when it comes to some of these people. I realized that a lot of us really do need mental health. I mean, mental health. We really do need to focus on our mental health. Now, I put it that way. Most of us need to focus on our mental health because, like the old saying goes, people hurt people. Well, why people hurt people? Because of situations like that that's in these analyzing evil videos. You know what I'm saying? Talking about their childhood traumas and all that stuff, and by having those childhood traumas, they carry those traumas onto adulthood, and it basically gives them a psychological blowback. They won't be able to mature like they should have. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I understand that. Listen, we as human beings, we're all not perfect. We ain't perfect, man. We sure ain't. We are not perfect at all, but there are some things that needs to be addressed in each and every one of us, including me. When it comes to me, at least I'm going to be real with you, man. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or whatever, or trying to stroke my ego, but at least I have the fundamentals in knowing that it's nobody else's fault but mine. And also, how dare I expose everybody else's dirty laundry, knowing damn well I have dirty laundry too. Now, who the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? But going back to this whole mental health thing, man, and watching these analyzing evil videos, it made me think to myself that, man, maybe a lot of people do need mental health, man. They need to focus on their mental health. You know, I really think that people need to go into counseling. I'm talking about real counseling, not these fake ass counselors that give you pills and all that shit. Like, no, I realize that half of these traumas can be eliminated by not using pills, by not using drugs. You get what I'm saying? Because some of these traumas, traumas that a lot of people have, you might not need no pills. You just need to focus on self-help. You need to focus on self-esteem. You need to focus on, self-confidence. You need to focus on the problem within yourself and to overcome those spiritual challenges and those mental challenges within yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need pills to get over that pain. You need to face it head on, sober. You need to face those pains in the sober mind, in a sober right frame of mind. So in that way, you can cure yourself. But in order for you to do that, we need to find real counselors. I'm talking about real mental health therapists, not these fake ass motherfuckers out here that's willing to solve your problems with pills and all that stuff. And for what I've heard too now, I heard that it's so sad nowadays, especially in America, but a lot of these mental health therapists out here in America are being dominated by females, and a lot of those females, that's in the mental health therapy, that's into mental health and all this stuff, they feminists. So you have a bunch of feminists who are a part of the mental health field. That's not good, especially when it comes to men coming up of age and they need mental therapy. That's not good. We need to find people who are genuine about their mental health practices. You get what I'm saying? That's not being bound by feminism and all that other bullshit. We need to find genuine mental health therapists to help out the men and the women all across the world, especially in America. The reason why I say America is because, number one, I'm from here. I was born here in America. And also, number two, I realized that a lot of Americans are very superficial, and they're very narcissistic. I realize that. But don't get it twisted, though, man. I'm starting to realize that the whole world I'm starting to realize that the whole world is corrupted. It really is. But when it comes to America, Americans are narcissistic and they have big egos. No. They're narcissistic. They have big egos, and more importantly, they're very arrogant. But going back to the whole mental health thing, man, I think that you know us as Americans really do need to focus on that. We need to bring forth and introduce genuine therapists who are willing to help us genuinely. And when it comes to people out here, man, who's suffering from any type of trauma that needs, any type of trauma, they need to admit themselves. They need to admit to themselves that they need help. They need mental health. You know what I'm saying? They need to admit to themselves that they need mental health, and they need to go forth and find genuine mental health therapists who are willing to help them to attack the problem. So in that way, they can become better people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, I don't talk about mental health that much. I really don't. I really don't, man. But but throughout the years of me dealing with people, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to my so-called family and so-called friends and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, dealing with strangers and all that, I realize, man, us as Americans, we really do need to focus on mental health, man. Because I'm gonna be real with you, for the most part, what I've dealt with people, I dealt with a lot of arrogant people and people that have huge egos, and they're narcissists. I dealt with a lot of narcissistic people and people that have big egos and people that being very arrogant. Oh, and also dealt with some people who are very selective when it comes to their problems. They're very selective when it comes to their selective outrage. And they're very selective on who they pour into their outrage too. You know what I'm saying? Like when a person is mad, right? When a narcissist is mad at somebody, they like to pour out their outrage on certain individuals because they think they can and all that stuff. Which is not good, because I realize, as you know, when it comes to narcissists, I realize a lot of narcissists are cowards because they don't have the ability, or they don't have the guts or the confidence to attack the real source of the problem. They don't have the guts to attack the source of their problem. You know, so that's what makes narcissists very cowards. I mean, that's what makes narcissists, big cowards. But other than that, though, man, I really think and believe that a lot of Americans need to focus on mental health. They need to focus on mental therapy because we really do need it. Times is hard, times is changing, and it's not getting better. It is actually getting worse. A lot of people are dying. People are crashing out, raging, because people are fed up with society right now, and it's getting worse. You know what I'm saying? It's getting worse. And in some cases, I envy the dead, because at least the dead don't have to focus on shit like this, because they dead. They're in the other world or whatever, man. They're in the spirit realm or whatever. But they don't have to worry about things in the living world. The living world, I put it this way, the living world in America sucks. It really does sucks. We have to do better. People, we have to do better. Because if we don't, it's going to be too late. It is going to be too late, man. I'm telling you right now, man, if we don't get it together right now, I guarantee you, we're going to lose everything, man. Everything that our ancestors fought for, we're going to lose everything. So please, man, we have to get it together. Plain and simple. Plain and goddamn simple. And that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, man. So, thank you so much. Have a good day.